Hello students, we are discussing a chapter called Biodiversity and Conservation. In the previous classes, we discussed the topics like levels of biodiversity. In the levels of biodiversity, one is called genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological or ecosystem diversity. Then global biodiversity, biodiversity in India, patterns of biodiversity, then species area relationship, importance of species biodiversity to the ecosystem, Revert Popper hypothesis, loss of biodiversity and causes of biodiversity loss. Biodiversity loss. So, the causes of biodiversity loss is very important topic in this chapter. The four major causes for biodiversity loss is: one is habitat loss and fragmentation. Second one is over exploitation. Third one is alien species invasion. Fourth one is co-extinction. These four major causes is also called as evil quartet. Evil quartet. So, in this class, we are going to discuss a lost topic as well as very important topic called methods of biodiversity conservation. Methods of biodiversity conservation. So, there are two methods we are going to conserve or save or protect the biodiversity. One is called in situ conservation, another called ex situ conservation. In situ, so the scientific management, preservation, restoration of biodiversity to balance the human requirements and other organisms is called biodiversity conservation. It's called biodiversity conservation. Then, the various measures have been taken to conserve the biodiversity. Though these are grouped into two major types, one is in situ conservation, another called ex situ conservation. In situ conservation, the conservation of species of plants and animals in their natural habitat by protecting the total ecosystem is called in situ conservation. Examples are biosphere reserves, national park, sanctuaries, then sacred groves, biodiversity hotspots. Second one, ex situ conservation. The conservation of plants and animal species other than natural habitat is called ex situ conservation. The examples like seed bank, cryopreservation, then botanical gardens, zoological parks. So, when come to the first one, in situ conservation, the best example, biosphere reserves. Large distributed area where wildlife is protected in its natural habitat is called biosphere reserves. Here human activities are completely restricted. The biosphere reserves includes lakes, valleys, mountains, grasslands, islands, rivers, forests, etc. India has 14 biosphere reserves. Among them, the best example is Nilgiri in Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Sundarbans in West Bengal, Great Nicobar Islands. These are the best example for biosphere reserves in India. Second one, national park. Vast area protected natural habitat covering thousands of acres are called national parks. Here human activities like grazing, cultivation, habitat manipulations are not permitted. Not permitted. Then the Jim Corbett National Park was the first national park of India, established in 1936 at Uttar Pradesh. There are 94 national parks in India. In Karnataka, there are 5 national parks are there. Those 5 national parks in Karnataka are Anshi National Park in Dandeli, Bandipur National Park in Chamarajanagar, Bannerghatta National Park in Bangalore, Kudremukh National Park in Chikmagalur, Rajiv Gandhi National Park, nothing but the Nagarhole we call, in Coorg and Mysore district. Mysore district. Then sanctuaries, third one. These are protected natural habitats smaller than national parks. Here human activities like collection of forest products, timber, etc. are permitted to certain extent. There are 48 sanctuaries in India. The Karnataka, there are 21 sanctuaries are there. Sorry, 448 sanctuaries in India. In that, in Karnataka, 21 are there. Sanctuaries are primary meant for species preservation and assemblage preservation. Primary preservation and assemblage preservation. So primary nothing but the species preservation. Species preservation, protection of single species which is threatened or endangered is called species preservation. Best example, single horned rhinoceros. Single horned rhinoceros. Single horned rhinoceros is protected in Kaziranga sanctuary at Assam. Asiatic lions are protected in Gir forest at Gujarat. Wild buffaloes are protected in Manas sanctuary at Assam. Then, second, assemblage preservation sanctuaries. Assemblage preservation sanctuaries, the protection of collection of species, particularly migrating birds, is called a assemblage preservation. The best example, Rangantittu Bird Sanctuary in Shivamogga. Rangantittu Bird Sanctuary in Srirangpatna, Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary at Rajasthan. Okay. Yes. Next, we are move on to the a fourth example for in situ conservation is sacred groves. Grove literally, which means group of trees. Traditionally, conserved patches of forest dedicated to the local deity or local god or goddesses are called sacred grove. ಅಂದರೆ ದೇವರ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯಾಗಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ ಸೇಕ್ರೆಡ್ ಗ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ದ ಸೇಕ್ರೆಡ್ ಗ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ವೇರಿ ಇನ್ ಸೈಜ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ few number of trees to dense forest. In Karnataka, sacred groves are popularly called as Devara Kadu or Pavitra Vana. These serve as shelter for number of rare and endemic species. The sacred groves are found in many parts of India. One is Aravalli Hills in Rajasthan. Second, Kashi and Jhansia Hills in Meghalaya. Western Ghats in Karnataka and Maharashtra. Sarguja and Chanda, then Bastar in Madhya Pradesh. These are the sacred groves. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಹಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗ ಹಸುನ ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ದೇವರನ್ನು ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಹಸುನ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿನ್ನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ತುಳಸಿ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ನ, ನೀಮ್ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ನ ನಾವು ದೇವರಂತ ಪೂಜೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಗಾಡ್ ಅಥವಾ ದೇವರ ಅಂತ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ದೇವರ ಹೆಸರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾಂಟ್ಸ್ನ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್ನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ನಾವು ಪ್ರೊಟೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ, ಸೇವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಸೇಕ್ರೆಡ್ ಗ್ರೂವ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ one word is there, endemic species. The species of plants and animals found only in restricted geographical area due to isolation and climatic condition are called endemic species. Then the one more example for in situ conservation is biodiversity hotspots. The geographical zones with great diversity of endemic species and critical level of habitat loss are called biodiversity hotspot. The concept of biodiversity hotspot was developed by Norman Maiers in 1988 to designate the priority areas for in situ conservation. The total number of biodiversity hotspots in the world are 34. Three of them occur in our country. They are Western Ghats, Eastern Himalayas, Indo-Burma borders. These are the three major hotspot biodiversity in India among the 34 in the world. These three biodiversity hotspots regarded as cradle of speciation due to their rich diversity of endemic species. Yes, this is about the in situ conservation. In situ conservation, the conservation of plants and animals in their natural habitat is called in situ conservation. The best example for the in situ conservation is biosphere reserves. In that biosphere reserves like Nilgiri Hills, Sundarbans, Great Nicobar Island. Second, national parks. The national parks, nearly 94 national parks are there in India. Among the 94, 21 are in Karnataka. 5 national parks in Karnataka. 1 Anshi National Park, Dandeli, Bandipur National Park, Chamarajanagar, Bandarghatta National Park, Bangalore, Kudremukha National Park, Chikmagalur, Rajiv Gandhi National Park, Coorg and Mysore. Third one is sanctuaries. Fourth one is sacred groves. The sacred groves are Aravali Hills in Rajasthan, Kashi and Janshia Hills in Meghalaya, Western Ghats in Karnataka and Maharashtra, Sarguja, Chanda and Bastar in Madhya Pradesh. Okay. The fifth one is biodiversity hotspot. There are 34 biodiversity hotspots there in world. Among them, the 3 are in India: Western Ghats, Eastern Himalayas, Indo-Burma borders. Okay, this is about the in situ conservation with examples. Next, we are move on to the second method of biodiversity conservation is ex situ conservation. Ex situ conservation is defined as conservation of plants and animals species other than natural habitat is called ex situ conservation. The ex situ conservation includes zoological parks, botanical gardens, seed banks, then cryopreservation. The zoological parks, the place where wild and rare animals are protected and created for educating people about their nature, behavior and habitats are called zoological parks. One of the best kind of zoological park in Asia is Chamarajendra Zoological Park at Mysore. Second, botanical garden. The place where plant species are conserved when they are believed to be extinct in the wild is called botanical gardens. Third, seed banks. The preservation of seeds of endangered species by keeping in dormant condition at about 5 to 10% humidity and 20% degree centigrade temperature is called seed bank. The fourth one is cryopreservation. The preservation of cells of embryos and shoot tips in liquid nitrogen at minus 196 degrees centigrade for indefinite period is called cryopreservation. This is about the ex situ conservation and its examples. Apart from this one, next, Convention on Biodiversity. Convention on Biodiversity. See, these are the in situ conservation with examples like biosphere reserves, national park, sanctuaries, sacred groves, biodiversity hotspot. Ex situ conservation, their examples are zoological parks, botanical garden, seed bank, cryopreservation. Finally, Convention of Biodiversity. The World Biodiversity Day is December 29 in every year. The Earth Summit held on Rio de Janeiro in 1992 called upon nations to take appropriate measures for conservation of biodiversity and sustainable utilization of its benefits. The World Summit on Sustainable Development held in 2002 in Johannesburg, South Africa. In that 190 countries are pledged their commitment to achieve by 2010 a assignment reduction in current rate of biodiversity loss at global, regional and local level. Okay. So, Earth Summit held in where? Rio de Janeiro 1992. Then World Summit is held 2002 Johannesburg, South Africa. Here 190 countries are participate and take the pledge. So this is about methods of conservation and convention of biodiversity. In this topic, I conclude a chapter called biodiversity conservation. In this chapter, we know the two concepts. One is biodiversity, another called as conservation. Biodiversity, the variety of living organism. Then, what is the importance of variety of living organism in an environment? Also, we studied what are the importance, what are the benefit, and why we are going to why we are going to save or protect the variety of living organisms, nothing but the biodiversity, and how we are going to conserve the biodiversity, and what are the causes for the biodiversity loss, how the biodiversity will be destructed, how the number of variety of living organisms will be reduces. So this we are going to study it in the four major causes. One is called as a habitat loss and fragmentation. Second one, over exploitation. Third one, a alien species invasion. Fourth one, co-extinction. ಇದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಬಟ್ ಬಹಳ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್. ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅದನ್ನು 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ಸರ್ವೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಅದನ್ನು 5 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ 1 or 2 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಸೇಕ್ರೆಡ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಹಾಟ್ಸ್ಪಾಟ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ವಿತ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂತಂದರೆ 3 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಲೆವೆಲ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಜೆನೆಟಿಕ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ಸ್ಪೀಸೀಸ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ, ದೆನ್ ಎಕಲಾಜಿಕಲ್ ಬಯೋಡೈವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಇವು ಇಷ್ಟು ಈ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ನ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.